Welcome back to Take the Leap Management, where we explore essential strategies, tools, and insights to help you lead with impact in project and portfolio management. Today, we're diving into risk management with a sustainability lens, a key component of sustainable project portfolio management. Risk management is fundamental to any portfolio, but in sustainable project portfolios, it requires an expanded perspective. Rather than focusing solely on financial risks, we need to consider environmental and social risks as well. This approach isn't just about avoiding pitfalls, it's about proactively managing a portfolio that aligns with both sustainability goals and business objectives. When we talk about risk management with a sustainability lens, we're really talking about assessing risks that go beyond the financial realm. In traditional risk management, we focus on project delays, budget overruns, or market volatility. While these are still important in a sustainable portfolio, we also need to consider environmental risks, like potential impacts on local ecosystems, and social risks, such as the well-being of the communities affected by our projects. A sustainable risk management approach addresses both the immediate project risks and the long-term impacts on society and the environment. Let's start with environmental risks, which are becoming increasingly relevant for organizations across all industries. Environmental risks might include things like increased carbon emissions, pollution, water consumption, or waste generation. For example, let's say you're managing a construction portfolio that includes multiple large infrastructure projects. The environmental risks here could involve deforestation, ecosystem disruption, and increased emissions from heavy machinery. If these risks aren't managed carefully, they could lead to negative environmental impacts, regulatory issues, or even reputational damage. With a sustainability lens, these environmental risks need to be identified and mitigated early on, ensuring that the projects contribute to environmental protection rather than harm. A valuable tool for identifying and assessing environmental risks is Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA. EIA is a structured process that predicts and evaluates the potential environmental consequences of a project before it begins. For instance, if one of your projects involves building a new manufacturing facility, an EIA might reveal that it could lead to increased water usage in a region where water is already scarce. With this information, you can take preventive action, such as implementing water-saving technologies or planning to source water sustainably. Conducting an EIA early on not only helps reduce environmental impact, but also prevents costly delays that could arise from unexpected regulatory issues or community opposition. Next, let's look at social risks. Social risk can include labor conditions, community displacement, public health, and stakeholder opposition. For example, let's say you're managing a portfolio in the energy sector that includes both renewable and traditional energy projects. A social risk here could be community pushback if a new wind farm project disrupts local landscapes or affects nearby residents' quality of life. By proactively identifying and addressing social risks, you're not only protecting the organization from potential setbacks, but also ensuring that your projects positively impact the communities involved. One useful method for addressing social risks is Social Impact Assessment, SIA, which evaluates the potential effects of a project on people, including local communities and employees. SIA considers factors like community health, social cohesion, and economic impacts on the area. If you're planning a project that could bring both jobs and environmental challenges to a community, and SIA can help you weigh the positive and negative impacts, allowing you to make informed decisions. For example, if a construction project could increase traffic in a residential area, an SIA might suggest alternative routes or additional safety measures. This not only minimizes the project's social risks, but also helps build positive relationships with the community. As we think about risk management with a sustainability lens, we also need to consider the interplay between financial, environmental, and social risks. In a sustainable portfolio, these risks are often interconnected. For example, a project that faces a high environmental risk, like heavy carbon emissions, might also face regulatory risks as governments implement stricter environmental standards. Or a project that displaces a local community could face not only social risks in the form of opposition, but also financial risks, if the backlash results in project delays or legal challenges. This interconnectivity means that risk management can't happen in silos. It requires a holistic approach that considers how these risks influence one another. One effective framework for managing interconnected risks in sustainable portfolios is integrated risk management, IRM. IRM helps organizations assess and address risks across all areas, financial, environmental, and social, in an integrated way. Rather than treating each risk category separately, IRM enables project managers and portfolio managers to see how risks overlap and interact. Let's say you're managing a portfolio that includes a large-scale mining project. Financially, the project looks strong, with good profit potential. But environmentally, it has risks associated with habitat disruption, and socially, it could impact local communities. By using IRM, you can view these risks together and create a more comprehensive mitigation plan that addresses each element and ensures alignment with sustainability goals. Once risks have been identified and assessed, the next step is developing mitigation strategies that align with sustainability objectives. This requires thinking beyond traditional risk mitigation, which might focus on minimizing budget overruns or schedule delays. With a sustainability lens, mitigation strategies should prioritize reducing environmental and social impact. For example, let's go back to our construction portfolio example. One mitigation strategy for environmental risks might be to use eco-friendly materials or adopt green construction methods, which minimize harm to ecosystems. For social risks, the strategy could involve community engagement, ensuring that local voices are heard and their concerns addressed. One powerful approach to mitigation is risk sharing. In projects that have significant environmental or social risks, it can be beneficial to collaborate with third parties such as local governments, NGOs, or environmental organizations to share the responsibility for mitigation. For instance, if a renewable energy project involves potential impacts on local wildlife, you could partner with the conservation organization to develop strategies that protect habitats while still allowing the project to move forward. Risk sharing not only distributes responsibility, but also brings additional expertise and resources to the table, enhancing your ability to manage risks effectively. To put sustainable risk management into practice, let's explore a practical example. Imagine you're managing a portfolio for a company that produces consumer goods, and one of the projects involves sourcing raw materials from a developing region. Financially, the project makes sense. Lower costs and high-quality materials. But with a sustainability lens, you recognize that there are environmental risks, such as deforestation, and social risks, such as labor conditions for local workers. An effective risk management approach here might include conducting an EIA to assess environmental impact, an SIA to understand the social impact, and working with local stakeholders. to ensure fair labor practices. You might also choose to source materials certified by organizations that guarantee sustainable practices, which mitigates both environmental and social risks while supporting your organization's sustainability goals. Let's discuss the importance of tracking and adjusting risk management strategies over the life of the portfolio. Risks evolve, especially in sustainability-focused projects, where environmental and social factors can change due to external influences, like climate change, market shifts, or new regulations. Regularly reviewing and updating risk management strategies is crucial to staying aligned with sustainability goals. For instance, a project that initially had low regulatory risk might face higher risk if new environmental laws are introduced. By continuously monitoring the external environment and adjusting mitigation plans as needed, you ensure that your projects remain compliant and sustainable. Real-time tracking tools can play a significant role in supporting ongoing risk management. Risk dashboards that monitor sustainability metrics, such as carbon emissions, water usage, or community impact, can help you track risks as they develop. If a metric shows signs of approaching a critical threshold, you can adjust strategies before it becomes a larger problem. For instance, if carbon emissions from a project start to exceed acceptable levels, you can implement emission-reducing strategies immediately, rather than waiting until the problem escalates. Finally, effective communication with stakeholders is key to successful sustainable risk management. Stakeholders, including investors, community members, and employees, are increasingly interested in understanding how organizations manage environmental and social risks. Regular, transparent communication builds trust and shows that the organization is committed to sustainability. This might include publishing sustainability reports or holding regular stakeholder meetings to discuss how the organization is handling risks within its portfolio. By being transparent about both successes and challenges, you demonstrate accountability and foster stakeholder confidence in your sustainability efforts. As we wrap up today's episode, let's recap the essentials of managing risks with a sustainability lens. Sustainable risk management means looking beyond traditional financial risks to consider environmental and social factors that could impact both individual projects and the overall portfolio. By using tools like environmental impact assessment, social impact assessment, and integrated risk management, you can develop a holistic view of risks that considers the interplay between different risk types. From there, implementing mitigation strategies that prioritize sustainability, such as risk-sharing partnerships and eco-friendly practices, ensures that your projects stay aligned with your organization's long-term goals. Finally, continuous tracking, adaptation, and transparent communication are key to managing sustainable risks effectively over time. Thank you for joining us on Take the Leap Management today. I hope this episode has provided you with actionable insights on managing risks in a sustainable portfolio. In our next episode, we'll be discussing building a culture of sustainability within project teams, how to engage and empower teams to drive sustainable outcomes. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with your network, and keep tuning in for more insights on sustainable project portfolio management. Until next time, keep managing for sustainability and keep taking the leap.